Hey, and welcome to episode 4 of Get Levitated Patio podcast. I have missed y'all so much. I have been gone for a little minute, but I'm back. And this week, I'm going to drop y'all 2 new episodes. One is going to be covered over Girl Code, just me. And then I'm going to have another episode that's dropping. And I'm going to have a special guest from another podcast. And we're going to be covering communication skills and childhood trauma. Now, this is gonna be some deep shit, so I want y'all to know off the bat, this is a safe space. Anything we say here, I'm never gonna judge you. I'm never gonna look down at you. If anything, I will hug you because we need to fucking cry. We need to get to the bottom of shit. And sometimes when we're dealing with uncomfortable things, people run away from it because who wants that? You have to go through growing pains. You got to go through growing pains to grow. You know what I'm saying? So let's just get into it with these next 2 episodes because episode 6 gonna go crazy, y'all. I promise. Today on episode 4, we're gonna be talking about generational trauma and gentle parenting. It's gonna probably get deep today too. I had really put off making this video really because of my own generational trauma. This can be a very sensitive topic, and I had to take a step back. I journaled it for so many days, and before we get into that, hold on. Y'all know what this podcast is about: getting levitated and having elevating conversations. So let's get into it first. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just gonna take half. My friend said it's 150. Yeah, let's just take half. One of us gonna do something we don't know. But let's see. Oh, it tastes good. But yeah, like I was saying, this is a very safe space. If I cry on this camera, it is what it is. But sometimes this shit needs to be talked about. But like I said, today on episode 4, we're gonna be talking about generational trauma and gentle parenting. Uh, Generational trauma, like I said, is a very sensitive topic, and I would like to share some of my generational trauma with you all if you care to listen. My generational trauma comes from that tough love era. I was born in 1996, uh, December 4th, big sad. But no, seriously, I was born in 1996 when mental illnesses weren't discovered. They didn't know much about it. Now I must say, like when my brother was born in the 2000s, that's when they started really diagnosing children with ADHD, with anxiety, bipolar. That's when things really got prominent after me. So I had got raised by a mother who was very unaware of mental illnesses. And I just learned last year when my nana passed that, she has schizophrenia, bipolarness, but these are things that she kept to herself because, when people share that they have these mental illnesses, they're talked down on or they're looked at crazy or oh let's walk around on eggshells around her, you know what I'm saying, when that's not the case. So people are silenced and don't want to talk about it when it needs to be talked about. um my generational trauma, my mom was angry, and there was a lot of, not even just my mom but like my immediate family, there was a lot of yelling, there was a lot of throwing shit, there was a lot of stay in your room when company is here. I know y'all remember these rules. Like, I can't be the, because even when I shared this shit, we used to get whoopings back in the day. We'll share it at school, like, haha, laugh about it. It's funny now, but when I compare my stories to other people, their parents were the same, undiagnosed humans. And the abuse, the abuse was crazy. I was raised with two other kids in my home, but my mom married, so he had like 7, 8 more kids that I grew up with. So I was the only child that really had a different father. I felt like the black sheep. I was looked over a lot, and my opinion or my words was never heard. So that kind of made me the person I am today, that sits in the background and pay attention. That's why I'm such a great listener, because I just rather hear you. You know what I'm saying? When you've been black sheep or shunned for so long because you're different, you have a different father. You learn a lot of tactics that help effective communication. But like I was saying, tough love was more so throwing, yelling, and stay in your room, and the abuse. And when they're angry, I feel like they should have did way more talking. And that's kind of what gentle parenting is, but we're gonna get into that in a minute. But I feel like a lot of these parents that raised us 90 babies, they didn't have the mental awareness to know that, oh, I'm hurting this child. I am really setting them up for failure, being so angry, just throwing shit at them instead of talking. I feel like it should be less shouting and more understanding, because y'all are building the humans of the future. And a lot of us are damaged and take that shit into our adulthood. And I must say, the 27 years that I have been on this earth, I would at least say 22. Do I need to count the child years? So hold on. Take away 20 years. So, yeah, 22 years. I was in a dark space. I was in a very dark space. And I didn't know how to navigate it, because with me being the black sheep of my family, I'm used to being alone. So being alone, it's cool and all. Everybody wants solitude, da, 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 but for me, it enabled me, because I had lacked how to communicate with somebody. If somebody says something that I don't like, I just don't want to hear the shit. That's not effective communication. If something don't go my way, I go crazy or shit like that. Like, you you need people, and I've said this in my other podcast, because I really mean it, from a person that's been alone for all this time. It hurts. And we can't sit here and blame, oh, my mom. I'm not sitting here blaming anyone at all, because like I said, there was just no um there was no doctors that was really into it. Bipolarness, schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, PTSD, those all have play a part in your parenting. um and they didn't have that back in the day. So right now with my age group, I feel like we are all broken, and we need to come together and be nicer. And if people do have mental illnesses, let's not degrade them. Like, don't make them feel less than. They didn't ask for this. Truly, it hurt my heart that my nana didn't share any of her mental issues, when she passed last year. Because you also want to know what your family line is for you going forward. And I'm gonna be very transparent and open with you all, because, like I said, this is a very safe space, and nobody should be judged. I used to have voices in my head years ago, before I found out about my nana had schizophrenia and shit. But I used to have voices in my head years ago. All I did was pray. Like the voices was so crazy to where it'll tell me to harm somebody just randomly. I had to pray about that shit. I had somebody say, "Do you feel like mental disorders is more of a spiritual thing, or do you feel like it's really a scientific thing?" I feel like it can be both, because scientifically, when you have a mental this disease, it's usually the chemicals in your brain that's altering your thoughts. Blah, blah, blah. People like to blame it on pregnancy when you was pregnant. Blah, blah. I feel like it's all a spiritual thing because, like I just said, I had dark voices in my head years ago, and I used to cry and pray to God that He'll take these voices away from me, because I feel like it's a very spiritual thing. It can be if you trust in God, believe in God. Now we know that some of these things cannot be changed, cannot be altered, but I know majority of these can. PTSD and I feel like depression and anxiety, those things can be solved with just prayer. Um, and prayer will take you a long way. I know y'all probably don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna say it till I'm blue in the face. Like, I am healed and I am a better person because God that I prayed. Am I still that deep in my faith? Heck yeah. Do I want to be closer to God? Heck yeah. I want to be very close to Him, and that's why I started this podcast, to open up awareness to that drugs are not the only way out, because that's what our parents used to do, just sit there and drink and yell at us, throw shit at us, you know what I'm saying? Very angry parents, abusive parents. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all feel like your your past make you who you are today? Like, do you feel like if you did come from like a negative environment, do you feel like you're still negative to this day, or did you change it into a positive? Or if you grew up in a positive environment, did you stay positive in your adult life? Like, did that positivity actually help you? Because I just really want to know, and that takes me to my next subject of gentle parenting. I want to know if a negative environment. I want to know if a negative environment can produce a positive person, or if a positive environment can produce a positive person. You know what I'm saying? Because gentle parenting, I know we like to sit here and be like, "Oh, the kids don't listen. Yada yada. Yada, I gotta yell. I gotta." No, you don't. I have a 7 year old. She just turned 7, July the 18th. I had decided to start gentle parenting when she was 2, because I found myself yelling so much and aggravated to where I was gonna get a fucking aneurysm. So instead of me yelling at her, I took into consideration she's just now getting here. She don't know the rules. She don't know what to do. I'm supposed to teach her. I'm supposed to help her. Just imagine you get a new job and you've never gotten training. They just expect you to go in there and do it. Imagine that manager came and just yelled at you. "Why aren't you doing it?" You're gonna lose your shit, right? With children, it's the same damn thing, man. They just got here. We are here to guide them and make them into the kind humans that we want them to be. Yeah, treat others the way you want to be treated, but I feel like you should treat a motherfucker way better than you want to be treated. There's so much agony and so much hatred in this fucking world. It's crazy. And with my next episode about girls code, y'all gonna get into that. Like, women are not even girls no more. Men aren't even men. Like they don't feel like they should encourage the next motherfucker because, oh, they've been hurt by this person, so I'm gonna take this to the next situation. No, that's generational trauma right there. That's a cycle. You need to end that. Just because somebody treats you like shit right here, right now, and your heart is pure and kind, do not take that to the next person. Somebody's going to appreciate your kindness. Somebody will, and I had to learn it because I used to be a motherfucker. But, oh, I'm not doing this shit for nobody else. And I get to the next situation, should they treat me like diamonds and roses, and I'm being an asshole because of my last situation. I'm gonna share something else about my generational trauma. My mother, my mother used to take that obey thy parents scripture and drag it through the ground. So like it didn't matter what this woman did to me. She could have stole from me. She could have beat me. You know, she could have did anything. But you gotta remember, like children are resilient. Like you're gonna love your parents at the end of the day because we just gullible. You know. But that situation right there with me steady forgiving her, like I literally kept forgiving her from like age 16 on up until this very fucking day. And there's no problem with cutting off a motherfucker. I don't care who it is. Blood is not thicker than water, and water, you can't drink on that shit either. It's piss. I'm gonna be real because some of these people that's not your family, they'll act like they care, but they really don't. They really just want the benefit of saying that they fucking helped you. But let's get back to the parents. Anywho, so with my parents using that scripture, I kept forgiving. I kept forgiving. It didn't matter what type of shit it was. You know what I'm saying? It could be small, it could be very big. You know, I take my time out and come back. But sometimes you gotta say when enough is enough. Like motherfuckers gonna keep on using you. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So with that, my mom doing it to me, I carried that on into my adult life. And my kindness stayed getting taken for weakness, and it made me so cold and dark. So that's why I can sit here and tell y'all, like, just because somebody take your kindness for granted, that one person, that does not mean that the next person won't. That they won't tarnish you or make you feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Carrying around that genuine heart. Do that. Carry it around and give it to everyone. Maybe they'll learn from the experience. If anything, if you fall out with that person, the one thing that they can really, really remember is this person was genuine and nice to me. Sometimes people don't take the time out to realize what they lost. At the end of the day, your effort, God sees you. God knows what you're doing. Don't leave that be. So I had to really start being cutthroat. I did because I had to start being cutthroat because my kindness was being taken for weakness. It sounds like I'm contradicting myself to catch up with me. Just give me a second. For me, losing my trust for motherfuckers to be nice and kind, I grew into a very cold person. And it took one person to come show me some kindness. Did I misuse that shit? I did. I didn't recognize that she loved me. I didn't recognize it because I've never seen it before. But when she left me, I sat there and I was like, damn. You know, I wrote it down in my journal. I'm like, these are caring characteristics, and I just let them go to waste. I let this motherfucker slip through my fingers. So that's when I decided to, of course, apologize to her because I was taking my generational trauma out on her. Apologize. I took notes. I'm like, so what made you, do this and the third? You learn from other people. People don't want to learn from other motherfuckers, and that's the problem. Yeah, you can pick up a book, you can do this and the third, but you also need other people's opinions. Some might be stupid, some might be smart. Take it with a grain of rice. Do whatever you got to do. But back to gentle parenting, like I started doing gentle parenting because of the fucking aneurysm shit. And then, like, of course, she's new here. She don't know. So when you're just parenting, make sure that your glass is full. You yourself as a person, your mind is in the right space. You can't sit here and pour into another cup, which is your child, and your cup is empty. You have nothing to pour into them. So yes, gentle parenting is going to be aggravating to you. It's going to feel like it's defeating you because your cup's not full. Take the time out to relax. Like I said in maybe episode 2, take the time out to do things that you like. You like playing the piano, listening to music, and just being in your own headspace. Do that, and then come back to your baby and give them unconditional love, because that's all that those children need. I truly mean, I love that baby to death. Yes, she frustrates me. I even cry when she frustrates me, because it's like, why are you doing this? But we can't take it out on them. We can't take it out on them, because then we're gonna make them angry. We're gonna make them unintelligent, and they not gonna know. They not gonna know how to express their emotions. You know what I'm saying? And I, from one, am trying to raise a kind, emotional, aware daughter, because we need this shit. We need this shit in the universe for real. Like, it's not many kind people, and when you do find them, it's rare. You better hold on to their heads real tight, real tight. But gentle parenting it's just 3 simple rules, full glass, patience, and being willing to explain. You know how they be like, oh, she asking me so many motherfucking questions. Goddamn, wouldn't you have how much questions if you don't got the answer to shit? You don't have the answer to shit, and you just want the answer. Answer them, babies. Answer them, but I don't care how many times that baby asked you. I don't give a fuck. Answer that child. And have communications with your child. Like, come on now. It's 2024, and all we do is have our phones in our face. And before I get on there, because I don't want to just think that I'm throwing shit at y'all. For example, when I became a new parent with my generational trauma, not talking, uh, you know, I didn't talk much. When I had my baby, of course I played with her. I had tummy time, yada yada yada. I did all that. But when she wasn't speaking to me, it was just me and her for all these 7 years. Me and my baby. Me and my baby. That's it. My generational trauma affected my child because I didn't talk. Outside of playing with her, the house would be fucking quiet. Or no words at all. So now that my baby's in when she was going to 2nd grade, the teachers was like, Nala won't speak to us, but she can read an entire paragraph. She's very intelligent, but she won't speak. She can't form her words to make a full sentence, but she can write it on paper. I had to take a step back. I was like, damn, that's really my fault, because I was so quiet, and now my baby don't want to speak either. It hurts my feelings, because I didn't know that I was affecting her by just being there. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. Like, I kid y'all not, my house would be fucking quiet unless my baby wanted to play with me. And that was from 2 years old all the way up to probably now. Like, I don't sit in my phone, but I will sit there and just be quiet. She'll sit next to me. We be chilling. It's just times where I could have talked more. I could have did more. But not knowing that was my generational trauma, I had to take that time. I had to step aside. Like, when the teachers told me that, I'm like, damn, it's kind of my fault. I need to start doing more. So I push myself. We as parents, we gotta learn how to take constructive criticism and stop thinking that everybody is trying to talk shit about us. Because I used to be that parent in kindergarten when they was like saying this type of stuff. I'm like, oh, ain't nothing wrong with her, and she's very intelligent. Yada blah blah blah. But I should have taken into consideration then. We probably would have been a lot further. Because I put my daughter in counseling. I did. I put her in counseling because me as a parent, my glass was not full when it came to emotions. I didn't know much about that, so I sent her to somebody that could help her. Where I fail, I'm gonna get someone else to help her, excel. Excel. So I did put my baby in therapy because I couldn't give that to her. And I just hope and pray that I am making a great human. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep learning and can't let generational trauma travel on into our adult lives. I almost cried a little bit on here with y'all, but it's okay. Like I said, we're going to get into it and we're going to talk about it. It might be tough, it might be uncomfortable, but we just got to stretch that shit out and grow. Serious. But that's really all today's podcast is about. Generational trauma and generational trauma is branched off into so many things. Like it's gentle parenting, then you got your dating experiences, then you got your life and your friend experiences. Like generational trauma is a fucker. And I want us all to heal. And I hope when y'all watch my videos that y'all are hearing and understanding what I'm going through. I'm trying to apply my situations to reality because yeah, I don't. I'm trying to compare my situations because I feel like I went through a lot of shit and I have grown as a person for real. Like, and I'm going to create a great human too. Like a smaller human. She's gonna be kind. She's gonna be sweet, have so many manners. I see that for her, and I cry every time because when she get older, I'm be sobbing, y'all. Pick up gentle parenting and please take y'all time with these kids because we are here to mold these children to be the adults of this upcoming world. And Jesus, our world is crazy right now. I love y'all. And like I said, I got 2 new episodes coming for y'all this week. Tune in to Girl Code, and then tune in to Generational Child. What is it? Childhood trauma and communication skills. And then I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe to this video so that you all can know. Sorry, I forgot. I want y'all to like, comment, and share so that you all will know when the next upcoming episodes are and so that you can tune in. Thank y'all. See y'all later.